Order, order. I call Antonia Bance to move the motion.
Thank you, Sir Christopher, and may I say it's an honour to serve under you. I beg to move that the House has considered Skills England. I'm so glad of the opportunity to raise the urgent need to reset our adult skills system in England, to press my case for my constituency and region, and to seek further information about the government's plans. The argument that I will make today is this: Skills England can't be just another quango. What we need is a confident and directive organisation that takes what our economy needs, directs provision, drives learner uptake and delivers more workers with higher skills ready for better jobs on higher wages. As you would expect, Sir Christopher, I will also press the case for my constituency, for the Black Country and for the wider West Midlands. Judging by the number of people here, there is some interest in this topic, and perhaps we should seek further opportunities to talk about these issues. I am so sorry that in my inexperience I asked only for a 30-minute debate. The reason we're here today is this: the Conservatives oversaw a decade of decline in skills, and it's made our country poorer. Employers are unable to fill job vacancies. Over a third of vacancies are due to skills shortages. Learners can't get the training they need. Industry is left without the skills to tackle the challenges of the future. That's why Labour have pledged to overhaul our skills system and set up a new body for skills, Skills England. Skills England is a central part of our plan for growth, good jobs and prosperity. It will have 3 key jobs: to assess skills needs, to oversee the suite of qualifications and courses on offer, and to coordinate all the players in the sector, and there are many. The point is to bring order to the skills system, to join it up and to make it more responsive to what employers need. Now, I want to say a bit more about the nature of Skills England, about how it goes about its job, and I have 5 key points. First, Skills England has to spot and respond to genuine skills needs through the best available data and intel. I think sometimes we forget how hard it is, caught up in the day-to-day, for employers to predict the shape of the market for their goods and services in the future, how the supply chains will change, what that means for their workforce, for their products, for quality. And I hope Skills England, alongside our industrial strategy, can help with this. One of the aspects of Skills England I'm most pleased about is that it will be tripartite, with unions on the board as of right. Our movement has always taught working people to read, write, do maths, and more recently use computers to help them get on in life. And as we face another industrial transition out of energy-intensive and carbon-reliant industries, we need to plan and manage with workers and use their insights too. Workers' voices need to be round the table on skills, and with this government, I hope and I know that they will be. Hear, hear. Second, Skills England must be coordinated across government, most importantly with the Migration Advisory Committee and with the industrial strategy. Looking at the shortage occupations list this morning, it is frankly an indictment of our skills system that so many vital jobs in manufacturing and construction are listed. Bricklaying, welding, something my own area is expert in, roofers, carpenters, joiners, retrofitters, no more. Skills England must start to direct support to fill these skills gaps so we can grow our own. And above all, Skills England must work hand in glove with our new industrial strategy and deliver the skills training that will make the industrial strategy real.
Will my honourable friend give way?
I give way.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr Chair. Can I put on record that I'm also co-chair of the All-Party Group on Apprenticeships as an interest in this debate. When I was looking up in preparation for your comments, I totted up and it seemed to me to be that Skills England will be the 5th such national quango set up by Westminster since the Manpower Services Commission in 1973. The average tenure of a skills minister since 1997 has been 15 months, longer than Liz Truss.
It's very helpful if you address your remarks through the chair,
Sorry,
okay,
for the
rather than
first one,
turning
please,
away,
sorry.
because apart from that, it makes it difficult for Hansard to be able to record what you're saying.
I do apologise,
That's
my
no
first such intervention in one of these meetings. That when it comes to the average tenure of a skills minister, it has been 15 months, longer than Liz Truss, but shorter than the Premier League manager. And that we've seen the average life of a skills quango, such as Skills England, has only been 8 years, less than most people spend in primary school. Could I ask my honourable friend if she agrees that the only way that Skills England will be a success, if it is linked to industrial strategy, if it is tripartite and actually builds together employers and unions so that we have a durable system and not a repeat of the failures of the past, which have seen short-term interventions which haven't delivered for working class people?
As my honourable friend might expect, I agree with him on all of those points. I hope very much that the tenure of our current Skills Minister is longer, significantly longer than the average, and that Skills England proves itself to be long-lasting and effective, responding to the industrial strategy. Now, I think we may be expecting the Green Paper perhaps as early as next week on industrial strategy, but certainly by the budget. Now, this may be a tangent, but it's important. I want an industrial strategy that makes choices, that sets out which sectors are our priorities. Yes, clusters where we are already well beating or could be, but also places that are our priorities for industrial development and catch-up. Good growth must level the playing field, and national growth cannot be at the expense of left-behind places like the one I represent. It's not just those two agendas, industrial strategy, migration, that Skills England must respond to, though, but all of government as it touches skills. Like our agenda for getting people back to work, we want people helped into real jobs that offer a route out and a route up, not just any job. And that means no more job centres running their own skills and education programmes separate to the priorities of Skills England. Third, we need a Skills England that is directive, not hands-off, that sees its role as supporting training that meets the industrial strategy, not courses that don't. I'll give you an example. One of the shortage occupations is lab technicians for our world-leading life sciences sector. If the gap is lab technicians, then it's Skills England's job to make sure that the courses for lab techs run, are funded, are supported and are filled. And if that means that young women in an area can't do low-level hair and beauty courses that set them on a path to a life on the minimum wage, but are instead channelled into a job that is higher wage, higher skills and offers a career path, like being a lab tech, so be it. That is Skills England doing its job. Now, it may be easier and cheaper to run a business management course in a classroom at a college, but given the shortage occupation list and the industrial strategy, we need bricklayers and welders. And yes, it will cost more to make the facilities available, and we may have to pay the lecturers a bit more too. But that is what is needed. I give way.
Does my honourable friend agree that to achieve any of these missions outlined of Skills England, that we need to see over time a levelling of the playing field for further education, and in particular on the point of wages in the sector, and that should be something we are working to rectify, particularly in challenging sectors to recruit for in teaching, such as critical minerals, which you see in Cornwall?
I absolutely do agree with my honourable friend, and I would say how heartened I was to see my right honourable friend, the Secretary of State for Education, making reference in her letter to the pay review body for school teachers to the need to ensure that is taken into account the implications for further education teachers. I hope over time we may be able to hear a little more about the plans in this area. Of course, the last point that I made raises a number of questions, because Skills England doesn't hold the resources, though maybe it should, at least some. I'll leave that with ministers. So fourth, we need a Skills England that is relentlessly coordinating and engaging. We are, as a country, still working out how to move away from the hugely over-centralised government machine, not least in places like my own West Midlands, where we are still in the infancy of having a set of institutions, people, power and money that help us determine our own future. I hope Skills England could be a trailblazer not only for skills, but for a model of real partnership between regional and national, where combined authorities can actually input into national policy. And for the West Midlands, I have 3 specific asks. I wonder if the Minister might consider moving responsibility for commissioning local skills improvement plans to combined authorities. I think combined authorities like ours could have more of a role in shaping the skills and growth levy. And finally, combined authorities are not just one of a range of stakeholders for Skills England. They should be represented at board level and in working groups as part of the structure as of right. Because if this work is led only from Whitehall, there will be missed opportunities that mean local places are left behind. And it may just be that places may be best placed to support the join-up required for coherent labour market policy, strategy and delivery when that is owned by different government departments intervening in the same place. I will say one further thing about how Skills England must work. My 5th point. It has to see its role as levering more money into training, pushing employers to do more and making it easy for them to. Employer investment in training has fallen over the past decade. Investment per employee down 19% since 2011. I hope a clear skills strategy will start to change this, sitting alongside always, for the first time in a number of years, a stable government giving business the confidence to invest. And Skills England has to see its role not just as anticipating, but also as driving demand amongst learners, raising hopes and aspirations, making it possible for young people to get the skills they need for sure, but also for people in their 30s, 40s, 50s to retrain and get on in life. I will mention again the role of unions, because one of the least comprehensible acts of the last government was the sheer vandalism of ending the Union Learning Fund in 2020. In 2020, 200,000 workers were supported into learning or training through the Union Learning Fund. It wasn't just open to union members or running in union workplaces, but to everyone, and it worked. Union learning reached people other initiatives just don't reach. And most importantly, it reached basic skills learners. In union learning, over 2/3 of learners with no previous qualifications got their first qualification. The fund added over 1.4 billion to the economy through the boost to jobs, wages and productivity. It cost £12 million. And that 12 million levered in 54 million from employers, unions and training providers in its last year. I hope very much that our new government, so clear about the role of unions in social partnership, will make use of unions' reach into workers and workplaces that may otherwise not be reached by learning. I will finish, Sir Christopher, with setting all of this in the context of my constituency, which is Tipton, Wednesbury and Coseley in the West Midlands. We are industrial towns, shaped by factories, foundries, mines and canals. 42% of young people in my area leave school without English and maths at grade 4 GCSE. 2 times the national average, 2.5 times the national average, have no qualifications. Now, round our way, 40% of job postings are looking for people with level 4 skills and above, but just 16% of the applicants have a level 4 qualification. And this is why our wages lag the national average, why employment rates are low and poverty rates are high. So I have, indulge me, 3 skills priorities for Tipton, Wednesbury and Coseley. First, manufacturing skills, and I wear the Made in Britain badge. In Sandwell, 1,000 firms, 21,000 jobs are in manufacturing, and we could make so much more than we do already, with a determined effort to get local people into the right manufacturing skills courses to position us for the advanced manufacturing supply chains across our region. Second, construction. Our aspiration as a government, something that is so close to my heart, is to build 1.5 million homes in the next 5 years. For that, the Construction Industry Training Board tell me that the current workforce needs to grow by 30%, 150,000 more people working in construction. Everywhere in the country will need construction workers, but if we seek to bring up areas left behind, we could turn this massive skills need into an opportunity, train those workers and bring those jobs to places like ours. And third and finally, we will hear much about higher level skills, but I am also here always to champion basic skills. Having solid literacy and numeracy skills gives workers a massive wage return and makes a big contribution to our economy. We could add over £2 trillion by the end of the century if we make sure all young people get good basic skills by the end of the decade. I will always stand for high skills, good jobs and decent wages in Tipton, Wednesbury and Coseley. I hope you've heard from me today what approach Skills England should take to deliver for the country and to deliver for areas like mine. And it must deliver for areas like mine. Thank you, Sir Christopher.
The question is that this House has considered Skills England. I call the Minister to respond.
Thank you, Chair, and it's a real pleasure to be able to speak in this debate. I congratulate my honourable friend, the member for Tipton and Westbury, on securing a debate on this important subject, and I'm delighted to be the First Minister of this Parliament to respond to a debate on skills, which I'm sure everybody across the House would agree are crucial to both individuals and indeed our economy. The honour of being Minister for Skills actually falls with my noble friend, Baroness Smith, who in the other House has actually been able to lay the bill, that skills bill, just recently. Now, I know that she has already been out and about in her short time and in her role meeting people at the sharp end of skills delivery, providers, colleges, teachers and also students and young people taking T-levels and apprenticeships. And it is for those people, people of all ages and backgrounds, that we need to ensure that the skills system is working. And on that theme, and before I press on, since this is a debate about skills, I must mention the fantastic results that the UK achieved in the World Skills event in Lyon last month. Students and apprentices from across the UK competed with the best from around the globe and won 2 silver, 2 bronze medals, as well as 12 medallions for achieving the internationally recognised standard of excellence. The team finished 10th in the medal table out of 60 countries, which demonstrated the real commitment to excellence for our young learners, and I'd like to pay tribute to them in this chamber today. We need to ensure that learners like that, indeed all learners, have access to the right opportunities. We know that the skills landscape is ever-changing. New technologies, new businesses, new approaches all bring new skills needs. But we have not always kept up with that. The current system is incoherent and too many people are unable to benefit from it. Skills... I will give way to...
I'm very grateful.
Helen Grant.
I have the excellent Kent College in my constituency of Maidstone and Morling, and they tell me that there's been a constant change to the skills landscape over the last 10 years, with qualifications being removed, reintroduced, and then old ones brought back again. And they have put to me that if there was more certainty, it would make for much better long-term planning, not just for students, but also for excellent colleges.
I thank the honourable member for mentioning her College of Maidstone and Morlin, and indeed she has mentioned a very concerning factor that should have been dealt with. But I'm pleased to say that the Secretary of State in July has mentioned that we will be doing a review of post-16 qualifications, and this is being led by Becky Francis. Skills policy has too often been made in isolation and leading to a confusing system, as the honourable member has already mentioned in her college. The lack... Yeah, I'll give way.
Jim Shannon.
All of the MPs from the mainland here, but just for the information, I think it'd be good to know that from Northern Ireland supplies workers, construction workers on the plane every week, Monday morning, Sunday night, over to do the construction business here in the mainland here in London. Is there not an argument to be made, if we can produce the workers in Northern Ireland to do the work in London, maybe there should be some contribution made to our construction sector back home and our colleges, so that we can keep on producing these workers of great skill?
Yes, I thank the honourable member for his point, which I haven't actually grasped all of it, and he makes a very interesting point indeed, and I'd be happy to have a further conversation with him about that. The lack of a clear plan has led to confusion and widespread skill shortages, which hinders economic growth. The lack of basic skills among adults, reduced employer investment, limits our ability to meet domestic skill needs. Too many people have been unable to access the benefits of quality post-16 education, and so are more likely to face unemployment, lower wages and poorer health. And that is why meeting the skills needs of the next decade is central to delivering all the government's 5 missions: economic growth, opportunity for all, a stronger NHS, safer streets and clean energy. We aim to create a clear, flexible, high-quality skills system that supports people of all ages, breaking down the barriers to opportunity and driving economic growth. Give way.
I thank the Minister. Just on that point of economic growth, given that nearly 50% of UK businesses have experienced a cybersecurity breach in the past 12 months, and cyber attacks are costing the UK economy £27 billion annually, while the country faces a shortage of 93,000 cybersecurity professionals, does the Minister agree that cybersecurity skills development should be prioritised as part of Skills England's agenda?
Minister.
I thank the honourable member for raising such an important and pertinent point, really. The very purpose of Skills England is what I'm going to be coming on to speak about, indeed. But Skills England, for that purpose, will be ensuring that where there are skills gaps and where they are identified by employers, that actually the skills and the training takes place where those jobs are needed. But I will come to speak about that further. I'm speaking about it now. Skills England will ensure we have highly trained workforce needed to deliver the national, regional and local skills needs of the next decade, aligned with the upcoming industrial strategy. This is a critical part of the government's mission to raise growth, sustainability across the country, supporting people to get better jobs and improve their living standards. Skills England will provide an authoritative assessment of national and regional skills needs in the economy now and in the future, combining the best available statistical data with insights generated from employers and other key stakeholders. It will ensure there is a comprehensive suite of apprenticeships, training and technical qualifications for individuals and employers to access, which will align with skill gaps and what employers need. As part of this, it will identify which training should be available via the new Growth and Skills Levy, replacing the rigid apprenticeship levy as many have been calling for, to ensure that levy-funded training delivers value for money, meets the needs of businesses and helps kickstart economic growth.
Will the Minister give way?
I will give way.
Thank you very much. Will the Minister join with me in congratulating Grace Gawley in my constituency, who 2 weeks ago won the Peterborough Telegraph Advanced Apprentice of the Year for her work coming to the end of her second year of a 4-year course at Caterpillar in engine and tester design. And will she agree with me that one of the big challenges for Skills England in the reform of the Growth and Skills Levy is to ensure we reverse the decline of young people entering apprenticeships in skilled areas and begin to reverse that 70% drop we've seen in young people taking up an apprenticeship course?
Minister.
I absolutely agree with my honourable friend from Peterborough, and I join him in welcoming Grace Goulding in all of her achievements. I'm going to continue to make some progress. It will work together with combined authorities and other places with devolved deals, as well as other regional organisations such as employee representation bodies, to ensure that regional and national skills are met at all levels from essential skills to those delivered via higher education in line with the forthcoming industrial strategy. To support our aim for more local say over skills provision, local skills improvement plans, LSIPs, provide an agreed set of actionable priorities that employers, providers and other stakeholders in the local area can get behind to drive the change and help make technical education and training more responsive to local labour market and employer needs. Since autumn 2022, the designated employee representative bodies leading the LSIPs have engaged thousands of local businesses regarding their skill needs, helping them forge new dynamic relationships between businesses, skill providers and other stakeholders in the skills systems. The plans are a valuable source of information and will provide important intelligence for the newly established Skills England. A £165 million local skills improvement fund has been made available across all areas of the country to support providers to respond collaboratively to the skill needs identified in the plans. I'm aware that a local collaboration of colleges in my honourable friend's area led by Solihull College and University Centre have been awarded £10.3 million of the funding to support the West Midlands LSIP's priority actions. For example, Dudley College of Technology is leading a project which has received £2.1 million to support an expansion of the regional electrification and engineering technical training offer.
Will the Minister give way?
I'm afraid I won't give way because I really do need to make progress. With capital investment being used to upgrade existing facilities and offer new provision. The West Midlands LSIP has been recognising local challenges but also opportunities in the area, including the advancement of the country's fastest growing tech sector, facilitating emerging strengths in clean tech and green energy and stimulating growth in priority growth clusters identified by the West Midlands Combined Authority and creating a pipeline of new entrants into the logistics and distribution industry by increasing apprenticeship availability. I acknowledge the points made by my honourable friend, the member for Truro and Falmouth. Offshore wind, I would like to talk about offshore wind being a new technology being deployed around the UK, including the Celtic Sea. Estimates suggest up to 5,000 new jobs could be created in the area of the new supply chain. Skills that will be critical to the industrial progress include welding, marine vessel operation and cable laying. It's good to know that Truro and Penworth College is wanting to explore this area, and I know that green skills are a priority for that college, with its focus on electric and hybrid vehicles and renewables and retrofit for construction. It also leads the local skills improvement fund project for Cornwall, which focuses on upskilling in these areas. We would encourage colleges, including those in Cornwall, to utilise the full audit skills funds and allocations. Colleges can grow their allocation by over-delivering on the formula-funded provision up to 110%. I would like to thank again my honourable friend, the member for Tipton and Woodbury, for tabling this debate, which is on such an important matter, and a matter on which we agree in terms of its importance. It has given me the opportunity to talk about our plans for Skilled England and for skills more widely. I'm sure in the coming months and years there will be more discussion on this debate on skills, because skills are critical to the prosperity of our businesses and employees, to the prosperity of individuals, to the prosperity of the nation. Today I've set out that we are already starting to make reforms to the skills system with an introduction of key measures, such as establishing Skills England to ensure we have the highly trained workforce needed to deliver the national, regional and local skill needs of the next decade and indeed beyond.
The question is that this House has considered Skills England. As many of us can say aye. On the contrary, no. I think the ayes